Y'all couldn't make it easy for me on the first one. Thank you for welcoming me onto your screens or onto your headphones, depending on how you're watching this. I'm Eddie, and this is the Star Wars experiment presented by the Rollback. So we're going to be talking about the first, I guess, technically canonical installment in the Star Wars franchise as of right now. Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, aka Missed Opportunities, the musical. So I think I got the first one right out the gate. From like what I've been able to research, Phantom Menace is consistently ranked as the worst or the second to worst Star Wars film ever made. I mean, I kind of see it. And I'm not talking about the dated CGI. Like, I'm talking about the actual film itself. Bear in mind, there are some parts in the film that I like, but not everything. Now, look, I get it. I'm not breaking new ground here. I know Phantom Menace is one of the most dissected, lambasted films in the entire world of cinema. Quite frankly, it had way too much hype going behind it. And believe it or not, when it came out, there were actually good reviews, positive reviews of it, because critics were scared of getting murdered for giving Star Wars a bad review. That's how big this film was. The anticipation was stupidly high, and in my new opinion, George Lucas was given way too much creative control. Nonetheless, there are some elements of this film that work for me, actually. So, straight up, right from the gates, I actually like the political stuff. I like the fact that this is like a political war film. I do enjoy the fact that this feels like a massive monumental world. I actually like that aspect of it. I understand not everyone's a big fan of taxes, and, that being in your Star Wars film, but I mean, you got to justify a war somehow. I mean, I guess it could have been like, oh, we're going to invade because fuck them, that's why. But nonetheless, I like that aspect of it. Also, the action sequences are solid. Darth Maul is an actually intimidating villain. I mean, the dude looks scary. He looks like a cross between the guy from Insidious, not that one, and Darth Vader. Like, he looks intimidating. He could have been like a 3-film villain. We'll get to that in a sec. Also, speaking of Vader, why is he like 8 or 9? Like, I get it. Like, this is a prequel trilogy meant to lead up. But why is he so young that, and this is no disrespect to the actor, but his character was given really nothing great to do. Like, there were no real good moments. And I'll talk about that in a sec, but like, why is he so young? If you want to tell me it's canonical, then I'll argue back. Kayfabe the age. Like, it's fine. Oh, there are other books. And, like, 99.9% of people don't read the Star Wars books. It typically goes, their only exposure to it is the TV series and the films. The films are their intro. Cool. Give them at least, like, preteen Anakin Skywalker. 1, that opens up a lot more range for him to do things. 2, it makes it a little less creepy when an 8-year-old and, like, I think a teenage girl are talking and he's trying to... It's a little weird, man. It's just, it comes off just a little weird. So, cons, things I didn't like. Why the fuck is Jar Jar Binks in this film? Like, the dude has, like, changed the channel heat. Like, it's bad. He reminds me of Michael Scott's Tots every time he opens his fucking mouth. And legit, I was hitting the fast forward button every time he appeared on screen. Like, to sell toys? That's why you have Darth Maul and the Jedi. You don't need Jar Jar Binks. Just create some practical aliens that can fight the droids. Done. End of discussion. That's what Star Wars was great at, was practical effects and puppetry. Do that. Or come up with a very simple design for the aliens and have them, again, battle the fucking droids. That makes no sense to me. One of several missed opportunities. Fuck it, let's talk about the missed opportunities. Anakin should have been older. He should have been, again, a preteen. Let him be a preteen where his thoughts of the world have already been morphed to some degree, where he has an idea of, there's the strong and the weak, and I want to be strong to help the weak. Give him some degree of sense of morality there. Yes, give him separation anxiety from his mother. Make it to where, like, he loves his mom, that she's been the only consistent connection in his life. You can make him a mama's boy, make him sensitive. But there's a big difference between being sensitive and being annoying, and I feel like that gap was way too small in the Phantom Menace, and we can do better than that. Also, Darth Maul should not have been killed in this film. He should have been allowed to go on. Imagine this. He kills Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, duel to a draw. Darth Maul is able to get away so that we can build a rematch for the next film. Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan, the rematch. Throw Anakin in there. Hell, he could have been in the third one too. He could have died at the beginning of the third film, or midway through the third film. Anakin takes over to be Darth Vader. I know too much about these films. But you get what I'm saying. There was so much missed opportunity there for Darth Maul. In addition to that, why do we need to explain the midichlorian count? Like, I get it, but you don't have to explain everything in the Star Wars franchise. Or Lucas, if you want to go that route, here's a note, mate. Call it an aura. Because midichlorian sounds weird and it's overly an explanation. Just say he has a very powerful aura. When you're talking to the Jedi Master, Qui-Gon Jinn can even say, this child has the most powerful, aura of the Force I've ever felt in my life, and I'm including every Jedi Master in this room. But the boy is too old. He's 12. Like, he's too strong. If we don't train him, someone else might, and that could bite us in the ass. Do you think he's the chosen one? Fucking maybe, man. Fucking maybe. You get what I'm saying here. There were a lot of missed opportunities in this. Also, Obi-Wan, meh. Like, he did fine for what he had to work with, but it's very clear Obi-Wan took a backseat in this film for all the political stuff, which, again, I get it, and I kind of liked it, but at the same time, Obi-Wan felt like the third banana in this film, where he clearly should have been second banana. I think my references are hitting. Let me know if they're not. And again, if any part of this, when it comes to Jar Jar or Anakin's age and the lore and Darth Maul's supposed to die here, if any of that makes you say, but the lore, fuck the lore. This is a multi-billion-dollar film and a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Kayfabe it, man. Kayfabe it to where you can have a good, solid story going forward. You set up a villain for 3 films. You have more options when it comes to the actor. Better action sequences. It would have been a better film overall. Minor changes. The way things stands, C-. It's not the worst film I've ever seen. Will I rewatch it? Probably not. But to be fair, I don't know how many Star Wars fans would say that they would rewatch it again. But that said, that's the first film. That's part 1 of part, I think, 22 as of right now. Wish me luck. That's the first one in this entire Star Wars experiment. What'd you think? How wrong am I? Let me know in the comments down below. That said, please do me a favor. Go check out our podcast and our other reviews, our non-Star Wars reviews. That said, I've been Eddie, and this was the Star Wars experiment. I'm going to stick with that name. Yeah. Bye, everybody.